Hey, it's John with Losing It with John, and let's talk about snacks for a moment when you're trying to lose weight. So I used to teach low carb. I used to teach people how to lose weight going on a low carb lifestyle, low carb diet. And the premise of that is to keep your blood sugar down, right? Carbohydrates tend to turn into sugar in your body, and if you don't use that glucose, it gets stored away as fat. Now, it gets stored away as fat because when you eat sugar, what goes up? Your blood sugar, right? So what must happen then? Either you use it up by exercising, walking around, movement, whatever, or your body just uses it, just sitting here, or it has to get stored away, okay? So it uses this much, but then all of this much here, your body is going to create insulin, and insulin then takes that excess glucose, okay, the excess sugar, so to speak, and it stores it away as body fat for later. Don't really want to do that. Thing is that, well, not everybody wants to be on a low carb diet, right? So what I used to show was, and this is still good if it's something that, you can stick with. I used to show low carb snacks. So if you're going to snack during the day, try to choose things that are like, beef jerky, hard boiled eggs, things that aren't going to, spike your blood sugar so much. That even might be, if you want something crunchy, you could do pork rinds or something. Now, these days, although if somebody wants to do low carb, I am all for it and I will teach them that. But my coaching style now is more about meeting people where they are now instead of putting people onto a diet. Because let's face it, you know what? Most people that I meet who want to lose weight, they don't want to go on a diet. They want to continue eating foods that they like and enjoy and not have to give them up and go on a diet, right? Because what happens if you go on a diet, that implies that you're going off of a diet at some point, right? So let's just figure out what we need to do right now. Okay, let's get back to snacks. So as an example, this is one that I do. It's called No-Cal. It's a No-Cal bar. So No-Cal bars are pretty high in protein. And when it comes to a snack during the day, if you want to eat something, now you can eat whatever you want as a snack, okay? And you can still lose weight. There are people who eat potato chips and they are not obese, all right? So it is absolutely possible. But what I encourage you to look for, if there's something that you enjoy eating that has more protein in it, try to stick with protein the most that you can, because protein is going to be a little bit more satiating for you. Okay, what that means is that when you eat it, you're going to feel like, okay, I've had enough food now, I don't need to eat anything for right now. Where chips, you can just, if you're like me, you can eat a freaking whole bag of chips and not even realize it, and it's gone, right? But can you eat 4 steaks? Not really. So No-Cal bars are pretty high in protein. There's other protein bars too. Here's a little tip for you. So to figure out if the amount of calories in here are derived from a decent amount of protein, okay? So like, for example, this No-Cal bar has 200 calories in it. And those calories, we wonder, are those calories, which is energy, are those going to be kind of empty calories? In other words, you eat them and you don't really feel full, like you could eat 5 of these, and not feel full. Or are they coming from something like protein that's going to make you feel a little more full? So this is the little trick that I do. And I learned this, by the way, by a really cool guy. His name is Max Lugavere. If you want to look him up, check him out. He's on Instagram and all that. But so you take the total calories there, 200, and whatever the protein is, which in this case is 20 grams of protein, multiply that protein by 10. And if that number is greater than or equal to the number of calories, then you know the calories are derived from a good amount of protein. So in this case, 20 grams of protein times 10 is 200, right? That's equal to the amount of calories here. So this is pretty good. The calories are derived from a decent amount of protein. Now, if I multiplied, let's say it was 10 grams of protein, and I multiply that 10 by 10, right? 10 times 10 is 100. 100 is less than the 200 calories that are in this, right? So that would mean that the calories are probably derived a lot from things like some carbohydrates or something, which, carbs aren't necessarily the devil. It's just that they don't really fill you up as much as protein or fill you up as long. So protein and fat kind of help you to feel more full longer. Carbs can help you to feel full, but then it kind of dips really quick. They get used up and burned and stored away pretty fast. So lots of reasons why you want protein when it comes to losing weight. But that's just one little tip that I have for you there. If you're looking for a snack and you, like me, you like protein bars. Now, you should always eat when you're hungry and not if you're hungry. If you're hungry, great, eat something. If you're not hungry, try not to eat. But if you are human, like me, although some people think I'm from Pluto, then look, sometimes you just want something, right? There's a little difference between wanting something and you're actually hungry. Sometimes you just want something. You just have a craving. You want to eat something, right? That's fine. Just don't overconsume it. Be mindful of how much food you are eating, and you will be on your way to losing weight. It takes a little bit of work, but let me tell you something. I'd rather do that work than the work of taking a bunch of food out of my diet and life and never eating those foods again, except for very rare situations, than simply understanding why I'm over-consuming food, why I'm eating too much, okay? So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about this, what I'd like you to do is check out my podcast, Losing It with John. So you can go to losingitwithjohn.com/podcast and check out some of my episodes and subscribe while you're there. And let's talk about ways to lose weight that just makes sense, right? All right, I'll see you there.